Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you some of Too Faced's new Natural Love collection. This is the collection that they've come out for springtime. The main focus of the collection is the eyeshadow palette, which is the Natural Love eyeshadow palette. But the collection also includes 3 Love Light Prismatic highlighters. So I'm going to show you both all swatches of the eyeshadows from the palette and the 3 Prismatic highlighters in this video. So I will swatch them live as I do always over a primer or some sort of base, and I will give you my first impressions. If you want to see photos of the swatches that I do for all these products, make sure you check the description box below for a link to the posts on allurabeauty.com, and you can see that there. As always, there's also a link to the blog sale in the description box below if you're interested in purchasing any makeup, skincare, or hair care items. Alright, I hope you are subscribed to the channel and have checked out the latest video, and let's get looking at Too Faced's new Natural Love collection. So we'll start with the palette, and this is what it looks like. It comes in heavy cardboard packaging. The palette itself is pretty thin, and it closes via a magnet. Here's what the inside looks like. We'll take a close look at the shades, but it also comes with a full-sized mirror. And as I always do, I will swatch these colors and give you descriptions of what the colors look like by row, and I will go left to right. Here's just a close-up of the shades for you. You can see the various finishes, and overall when you zoom out and you kind of look at the color scheme for these, you can see that it is very suede or pink based, peach based, and purple based. Oh, and of course I forgot to tell you, the price for the palette is $59. You can purchase it through Too Faced, through Ulta, and through Sephora or anywhere else Too Faced is sold. The palette contains a mix of brand new shades and shades from other palettes that Too Faced has released before. And the company says that there are 7 matte, 13 shimmer, and 10 sparkle shades in the palette. Alright, let's start with the top row, going from Heaven to Fingers Crossed. Alright, so we start with Heaven, which is a matte cream. Third is Nudie, which is a matte fawn shade. Tickle Me is a shimmering mushroom. Don't Settle is a metallic dark brown. And Fingers Crossed is a deep gilded brown. Little patchier than the other shades. Alright, here's the first row of shades from the palette up close. In the second row, we start with Lace Teddy, which is a matte soft peach. Satin Sheets is a metallic golden pink. That is a beautiful color there. Push Up is a pearly light bronze. Honey Pot is a metallic gold. Chocolate Martini is a gilded deep espresso. It has gold shimmer in it. And Undercover is a subtly sparkly midnight purple, and it has violet shimmer in it. Here is row 2 of the colors. That second one is so beautiful. I think that's probably going to be my favorite one, Satin Sheets. Next is Pink Cheeks, which is a barely pink with silver sparkle. Kittens is a golden rose. Wow, this one's very similar in texture and application to Satin Sheets, and they're both this beautiful duochrome with pink as the base and gold as the duochrome flash. Bunny Nose is a pearly cotton candy pink. Moonbeam is a metallic white gold. Love Bug is a silvered plum. And Smokin' is a sparkly gunmetal taupe. Okay, and there is row 3 of the palette. These so far have had the best overall consistent texture and application. Poodle is an iced pearl. Cutie Patootie is a shimmery pink champagne. Dear Diary is an antiqued bronze. All of these are metallic so far. Coffee Date is a coppery brown. Spoiled is a pearled dark chocolate. And Night Chocolate is a black khaki with gold shimmer. There is row 4 of the palette with the shades up close. In the last row, Spotlight is a matte buttercream. Honey Butter is a matte light caramel. Honeymoon is a pearl soft melon. Hot and Bothered is a shimmering copper. Makeup and Chill is a matte deep red brown. And Stiletto is a matte pitch black. There you have your last row of shades from the palette. Alright, so in terms of my favorite shades, my two would be Satin Sheets and Kittens. They both are duochrome shades and are nice and buttery. I wasn't super impressed by the matte shades. They seem to skip a little bit and be sort of patchy. Also, overall, I would say that the rightmost column of shades had the most problems in terms of smooth texture and just sort of consistency. And my overall thoughts of the palette are that it's not particularly a palette for me because I don't think usually that pink shades are the most flattering on the lids. I think you can work with shades that have the duochrome of a pink and a gold because the gold sort of balances out the pink. But generally something like Bunny Nose, which is I don't want to say it's a very straightforward pink, but it is very pink. Those shades just seem to be more difficult to wear, and when you do wear them, they seem to be more occasional. So having a palette that has so many pink shades in it, and then as an alternative purple or plum shades, just for me at least wouldn't get as much use, although there are very beautiful shades in here. Not only the two that I picked out as my favorite, which happen to be fairly pink-based shades, but also shades like Honey Pot. So I guess it's preference if you like these kinds of shades and wear them a lot. There are some nice colors in here, but it's not exactly consistent. I would say it's about 80% consistent in terms of the quality of formula. And next I'm going to show you the 3 Love Light Prismatic highlighters. Each of these will cost $30. And you can see that they come in 3 shades. Too Faced says that these have a formula that let you go from subtly lit to dramatically strobed. So let's take a look at how they look on the skin. This first shade here is called Blinded by the Light. The second shade is Ray of Light. And the third shade is You Light Up My Life. So I'm going to start with Blinded by the Light, and I'm applying first with a brush. Too Faced says use a brush if you want a more natural highlight. So these aren't going to be as bold on the skin. And this is a champagne color. It comes off as a frosty white shade. So this is going to be more natural and more subtle. I'm just applying a few layers so that it can show up on the camera. Next to that, I'm swatching Ray of Light. And this is a rose gold shade. And of course, if you want to use a brush but still get a heavier application, then use a more dense brush. And You Light Up My Life. And this is a gold shade. Okay, so there they are up close, swatched with an angled fluffy brush. So there's what you get if you wanted a more subtle look. Alright, now I'm going to just swatch them for you heavily with my finger to show you what they would look like if you used a more dense brush, or even if you wanted to use these as eyeshadows. This is Blinded by the Light. This is Ray of Light. And this is You Light Up My Life. Okay, and that's what those look like swatched heavily up close. So there are a lot of blushes that have this kind of formula. It's not personally my favorite, but it is pretty metallic if that's what you are going for. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts on the eyeshadow palette or these prismatic highlighters. I hope that this video was helpful to you if you are interested in any of these new Too Faced items. As always, thanks for taking the time to watch. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.